Hi everyone, Merry Christmas and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of December 26th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Tiger's Eye, the borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with White Crystal, and the Tao de Marseille with Lapis Lazuli. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. You might have a combination message. And of course you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. I'm going to this. I'm going to put down all 5 cards. Okay. A lot of 7s in your reading. If you're into like angel numbers and shit, you can look up 777, 777, and see what that means, if anything. I'm not into angel numbers. I cannot help you with that. But let's see what I can help you with. All right, group 1, I think that the message for you for this week, and I anticipate similar messages. You know, you're the first one. This is like the holiday week, Christmas. This video will be released on Christmas Eve, but it's for the reading of, you know, the last week of the year spilling over into January 1st. So there's a lot of, you know, even if you're not on a holiday, it is quite possible that you're relying on people who are. And the reason I'm belaboring this much is because it's looking like a week, an opportunity for you to really rest and recharge. However, you're being invited to actually do the resting and recharging. It's almost as if I have the picture of, you know, the movie trope of the old corporate dad guy who's always working, and every minute that he is at home, he's actually, texting his job for work stuff and shit like that. It almost feels like you kind of want to take that position, and what I would invite you to do is to not let that get in the way of the opportunity that you have to rest and recharge and refocus on the things that matter most. I think that this is a time to appreciate the work that you've done for this year, and to not feel, to just actually take your foot off the gas for this week and really enjoy it, because I have the feeling that there's a lot of restlessness. There's a lot of restlessness in this energy here, almost as if you're, almost as if you don't feel as if you've accomplished as much as you wanted to this year, and are kind of hoping to, get this as a final sprint for to close out the year. Even if you pull that off, I think that that is not the most fruitful thing for you to focus on. I would really like to remind you that the opportunity will still be there next year. And by next year, I mean next week. So don't fret and don't panic, and don't let that get in the way of the opportunities that you do have for this week. So yeah, that is basically what I have for you, Group 1. Thank you very much for trusting me with this reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you. I should say the 6 of Swords flipped over while I was shuffling. That may or may not mean anything, but I'm going to turn over all 5 cards, stare at them a bunch in silence, and look at you with the entirely upright reading. This is a very good omen. Give me a second here. This should be well framed for you. Yep. I told this to group one as well. I'm expecting very similar messages for this, holiday week. And I think that yours is much more optimistic. Basically, take the time to enjoy this break. You've earned it. It seems like you have carried a lot through this year, and you're being invited to not only enjoy this break, enjoy this pause, but to also be generous of your time, energy, and attention to those who may need it around you. Given the nature of everything in this reading, I'm definitely reading you as the rich dude with the scales, like helping other people out wisely. Yeah, I really don't have that much more to say. There's a couple things that I noticed though. Well, the main thing. All of these cards are passive, by which I mean fire and sorry, by which I mean air and water, earth and water. Holy shit. The only fire cards in your reading are these two cards, and the Queen of Wands is kind of a special case. She's fire and water, which kind of cancel each other out. But all of this is an invitation to really enjoy the abundance that's around you, and to really use this as the eye of the storm, so to speak. But within that eye, to really be of a generous mindset to pay it forward for those of you, for those around you, and to really integrate the lessons that you've learned through this year. I honestly don't have anything else to add. So good for you, Group 2. If your reading resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. I wasn't going to say that, but I might as well finish what I started saying. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. Actually, I want that Six of Coins. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. All right, last but not least, Group 3. Let's see what we have for you for the last full week of the calendar year. And okay, this should be well put for you. Yep. Group 3, your message is slightly different from the ones that I got for the other two groups. I mean, obviously, there's a theme of Actually, I'll skip what's common and I'll go right into what's different. I feel that for you for this week, it's looking like this week is going to be a proverbial portal into what the next year brings. And I have the feeling that if you haven't gotten some clear aha moments in the weeks and months coming up to this week, that there might be that final clicking moment that will trigger a real realization for you. I'm surprised the Ace of Swords isn't here, but I think for you the main thing is that to be confident in your ability to move forward for the year ahead, because again, this is the last week of the year, but it's also holiday week. So if you're not on, like, even if you're working this week, unless you work in retail, it'll probably be a lot calmer for this week for you. And I think that to take this time to really meditate and reflect on the lessons that you've learned for this year, and to really focus that into the next thing. And I think that that's a very strong theme for you to bring about the change that you want to bring for the year ahead. But all in all, it's looking really good, and I am excited to see what the next couple weeks and months have in store for you, Group 3, because it's looking very optimistic for you. Just remember to be gentle with yourself for this week because of the reasons that I already mentioned. So on that note, thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. If you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps to jump ahead a couple seconds to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All All right, so let us see what the Oracle card portion of this video has in store. It'd be really funny. Well, there are two funny scenarios. One is that it's a continuation of the resounding theme that has come up for throughout all the readings, or that B, it would be the exact opposite. But let us begin with Group A. Group A, you have Rebellion, Mars in Aquarius. Whoops, like that. This is very interesting. Give me a second here. The way that this card makes the most sense is as an invitation to not lash out and to not pick fights for the holidays. And also, there are some of you that I detected some inklings of frustration and if you also pick this card, I think that it is an acknowledgement that the desire to lash out is understandable, but to not let that get the better of you for this week. Group B, your card is a Descendant. I have picked this card many times. The Descendant is the place in the sky where the sun sets and all planets set, I guess. And the keyword under it is invitation. So I think that the message for this card is very similar to what it is whenever I draw this card, which is you're being invited to use this week as an invitation, as an opportunity to process all the lessons that you've learned for this week and to really rest and reflect and bring those lessons in and let them like congeal, but don't put too much pressure on it. Just kind of let it happen. And I think that with, the year that we've all had, the holiday season is a good opportunity for that. So try to tap into that. Group C, your archetype is Bully. The light attributes is highlights your tendency to intimidate highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you to confront the inner fears that bully you. The shadow attribute is conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. I think for some of you, the holidays is a time to catch up with family, and maybe this might, how can I say this? You may or may not be in touch with people that you would rather not see and are in contact with during the holiday season. And I think that, what was the other one here? Helps you confront your inner fears that bully you. Listen, this is a really tricky card to pick given the readings that I gave. Give me a second here. Yeah, in short, I think that the key message behind this bully card here is to make sure to be gentle with yourself, and also make sure that the people around you that you might encounter during the holiday season that you might rather not see, that I alluded to a couple seconds ago, don't like trigger you into lashing out like the rebellion card that I picked earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you pick both of these cards, honestly. And finally, Group D, your card is Opposition. Let me show you that. This is I Ching hexagram number 38. And the keywords are opposite viewpoints, personal differences, a communication gap, disharmony, misunderstandings, estrangement. Wow, this is a lot of very similar things. I was alluding to this at the very top of the Oracle card portion. Give me a sec. Group D, I think that you're being invited to mend some bridges that may or may not be under stress, and to use this week as an opportunity to at least begin the reconstruction of those bridges. Because again, based off of the readings that I gave, I don't think that this week is a particularly confrontational week for any of you. Of course, these two had warnings to not lash out at people, and although on the surface this card looks like a very similar card to these two, I think that the key difference is this theme of opposing, like you can disagree with someone, but it doesn't necessarily have to be hostile. And I have the feeling that given the week and given the readings that I gave, that you're being invited to, within reason, within possibility, to sit down at the table with people that you may or may not have had issues with earlier this year, and to see how salvageable the relationship is, if you even want to, of course. Don't feel forced to do anything. I say this at the end of my streams on TikTok always. No matter what the cards say, you're in the driver's seat, So actually, this should be my catchphrase on this channel as well. Hey, I just had an aha moment of my own. But anyway, that is it for everyone. I hope everyone had and will have a Merry Christmas, depending on when you watch this video. I hope all of you have a Happy New Year. I will see you next week for the January reading. And if this video resonated with you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And on that note, I hope everyone has a great week. You take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.